Okay, class, in this video I'll show you how to do number 3 on your chapter 9 apply homework. It's very similar to number 1, but now introducing the government revenue and also deadweight loss. So the question says, suppose Bolivia is open to free trade in the world market for wheat. Because Bolivia's small size, the demand and supply for wheat in Bolivia do not affect the world price. The following graph shows the domestic wheat market in Bolivia. The world price for wheat is PW at $250 per ton. So to show the consumer surplus, remember, is the area below your demand curve and above the price line. So because our world price is at $250, that's also going to be the domestic price. So of our consumer surplus will be this big triangle over here. And then for producer surplus, it's above the supply curve and below the price line. So it would be this little triangle right here below it. Okay. Now, so if Bolivia shows allow international trade in the market for wheat, it will import how many tons of wheat? According to this graph over here, at this point, where the supply curve intersect with our world price, at this point, it's our quantity supplied. So our supplier will supply about 15,000 tons of wheat, and at this point, it's our quantity demanded. So demand curve intersect with world price. So we're demanding 35,000 tons. We're producing 15,000 tons. So we'll be importing about 20,000 tons of wheat. Now, suppose the Bolivian government decide to impose a tariff of $30 on each imported ton of wheat. Now, remember, tariff is a tax on import. So for every ton of wheat we import, we're going to charge a $30 tax on there. After the tariff, the price Bolivia consumer pays for a ton of wheat is, now before the tariff, the world price is $250, but with the $30 tariff on the wheat, the price will become $280 now. So you use your world price plus your tariff, and then if that's the case, according to this graph over here, the one below it, let's make the new price. So the world price will be $30 above our world price before. So this line at 280 is our new price with the tariff. So at this price, our demand will be this right here. So demand is about 30,000 tons wheat, and then supply is this point right here. It's about 20,000 tons wheat. So we're going to import about 10,000 tons of wheat. And then to show the consumer surplus, again, is the triangle above our price line and then below our demand curve. But now your price line is becoming this new price is above PW, so the new price with tariff. So price line at 280, and now our producer surplus is below our supply curve and then price line. So this triangle over here. Your government revenue is per unit of import. So our import is this difference. So import is from 20,000 to 30,000. So we import 10,000 unit, and then for every ton is $30. So from 250 to 280. So this rectangle over here is our government revenue. So 20 times 30. And then the deadweight loss. The deadweight loss is the inefficiency you have when you introduce a higher price. So if you compare the two graphs over here, the first graph, this green triangle plus this purple triangle is our total surplus. But in the below graph over here, looks like we lost two little triangles right here. This triangle over here on the right and this triangle over here on the left. So for these two triangles, we call them deadweight loss. So they're the inefficiency coming from higher prices imposed by the government. So these two triangles are our deadweight loss. And next, let's answer the question below. So consumer surplus and producer surplus under the free trade. So with no tariff on top graph over here. With no tariff, let me open a new sheet. So for consumer surplus, it's a big green triangle. It goes from 460 to 250. That's your vertical distance times 200. Times 35,000. That's right here. So 35,000, and then divided by 2. Number separator. So it's about 3.675 million. 3,675,000. And then for our producer surplus, so it goes from 250 to 160. So vertical distance 250 minus 160, and then times our horizontal distance. It goes from 0 to about 15,000. So times 15,000, and then divided by 2. So 675. So 675,000. And then under a tariff, so let's redo this area over here. So now our new consumer surplus, the vertical distance goes from 460 to 280. So 460 minus 280 times our horizontal distance is from 0 to, this is about 30,000. So 0 to 30,000, and then divided by 2. It's about 2.7 million. So 2, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then for producer surplus, is the vertical distance is from 160 to 280. So 280 minus 160, and then times the horizontal distance is from 0 to 20,000. So 20,000 divided by 2. So 1.2 million. The last part for our consumer surplus is this, for the government revenue, is this orange rectangle over here. So it's 30 times the vertical distance is about 10,000. So if we're going to import 10,000 unit, and every ton there will be a $30 tariff for it. So that's 300,000 government revenue. So 300,000 government revenue. All right. So based on the analysis, as a result of tariff, Bolivia's consumer surplus, so before with no trade, our consumer surplus was $3.675 million. With trade become 2.7 million. So it decreased. And then by how much? Let's use a calculator. So we're going to use our 3.675 million minus 2.7 million. So it decreased by 975,000. And then producer surplus, before the trade, before tariff, it was 675. After tariff, become 1.2 million. So it's increased. So it increased. Let's see how much. So 1.2 million minus 675,000. So 525,000. Okay, and then government revenue collected was $300,000. Therefore, the net will effect is a loss. Now, the reason why I say loss, because over here with a free trade, our total surplus, light motion. There we go. Alright. So with free trade, the total surplus is 3.675 million.